You know, it takes a level of confidence and just kind of doing it. I think one of our, what we were talking about earlier, doing it afraid. You know,
doing it afraid. Better because you believe that everything is possible and you talk about having always wanted to perform.
Yeah. Kinda, yeah.
Kinda, right? And then you walk into our cast of 4 Color Girls and to take photos.
To take pictures, yep.
And ended up a really, really powerful piece of the cast.
Mm-hmm.
You remember some of your lines?
I do remember them. Yeah, I do.
Can you give us a little? A little bit.
Dark phrases of womanhood, of having never been a girl. Notes half scattered, without rhythm, no tune. Distraught laughter falling over a black girl's shoulder. It's funny. It's hysterical. The melodylessness of her dance. That's all I'm going to give you. That's all I'm going to give you.
What was being a part of 4 Color Girls in this realm of thinking everything is possible? Right? What was that like for you?
It was amazing because I didn't expect it. I was going to go to the audition, but I decided not to. I was having a bad day. And I was just like, you know what? It's probably not meant for me. I just thought, okay, I missed that. Next time. So to have it just kind of happen naturally without me even going in there and trying to do it and have it fall into place, I mean, it was just a powerful experience. And then to really get to know you better, like we had already known each other, we worked together on a couple other things, but to get to know you better and spend all that time, get to know our Tuesday nights, to get to know the other 8 women, I mean, that energy between all of us that connected us, it was great. That sisterhood, like I'm an only child, so it was great to have just like playmates. You know what I mean?
Like fake sisters.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
Right. So how has that experience, this notion of anything is possible, affected your life professionally?
I think about what it took for me to speak in front of an audience, right? To recite those lines in front of a bunch of people. I'm like, all right, well, I can say it in front of my team. I can do this.
Yeah.
Or just remembering those little nuggets of wisdom that Miss Gwen dropped on us, you know, and just taking it with me as I'm heading through difficult situations. Or so I'm in HR. So I'm always having difficult conversations.
Right.
Just trying to...
That makes me nervous. But that's why I respect you so much, because I'm just like, oh Lord, those HR moments, working with staff, I'm just like, I don't want to relive that experience very often in my life. And you do it every day.
Yeah, it's like being on stage. It's like acting. Like, you know, I got to go in there all confident with like my poker face on, like... Do you know what we're here to talk about today? And I say it jokingly, but, you know, it takes a level of confidence and just kind of doing it. I think one of our, what we were talking about earlier, doing it afraid, you know.
Doing it afraid. What would you say to a young woman who's the only child growing up in Syracuse that may have aspirations of becoming a photographer or HR professional, or just someone that believes that everything is possible, like she wants to get to that place? What would you tell her?
I would say, you know, just work hard. You know, that's what I do. I work hard. I study a lot, you know.
Even at this stage in your life, you still studying?
Yeah. I'm actually taking a class right now on managerial leadership in the public sector. How about that?
Oh, managerial leadership in the public sector.
I've been through school. I have my master's, but I'm always seeking to know more, to learn more. How can I be better? How can I do better so that I can have the impact that I want to have on my community, so that I can be an example for young women. And part of that comes from always never stop learning, never stop learning, and working hard. There's that great quote. It's like something about talent, but hard work, you can outwork talent. So I may not be the best, I may not be the smartest, I may not, but I will study and work my butt off to get there.
Talk about hair. Can we talk about hair for a second? Because you just locked your hair.
Yes.
But we had a discussion on the phone the other day.
We did.
About like the decision to do that.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I've been natural now for about, on and off 6 years. Because every once in a while I'd creep back to the relaxer. But I've been natural for a while now. And, I was just like, I think I'm ready for this. Like it's been something I've actually been thinking about for a year. Mm-hmm. Just about a year. I've been interviewing people every time I meet a woman with locks. I'm like, tell me about it. I've asked you a couple of times. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm ready. I am nervous. I told you I'm very anxious.
The politics of
hair. The politics of hair, working where I work. As a photographer, as an actress, there's not much impact. But I think being and I specifically work in government, I'm concerned about what my colleagues are going to think or how they're going, to respond as they see me go through this process. Because it's always something, and even when I change my hair, if I go from my afro to braids, they're like, "Oh, your hair is different every day."
It's a topic of conversation.
It is.
It looks so different.
Yeah.
Can they do the simple?
I haven't had anyone in recent years ask me that.
Okay.
Not in recent years.
I think the word is getting around.
Yeah, but so not within like the last 3 years. But I did have someone ask me at a job before. They're like, "Oh, your hair is," and I was like,
that lean back, real.
Did she just come?
Right. You having to call and like interview folks because you're thinking about locking your hair, and we were having the conversation like in the context of in a professional space, it's deemed professional. Like, how could this be perceived, and what are the white folks gonna say?
Yeah, and even what are the other black folks gonna say who don't know, who aren't part of the natural movement, who prefer the more I won't say traditional, but who prefer straightened hair. Right. That's been something that I think about because I have received some comments from
black women too.
Black women who are like, "Oh, okay,
I like that other style better."
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, so you don't like you
and
know
that intergeneration. Sometimes it's not always, but like. From specific generations, I know like my grandparents were like, "What are you doing?" Mm-hmm. Right? Because in their generation, like having straight or well-kept hair, was a thing.
Right.
And now kind of our generation is breaking into all different ways of expression and like styling our hair and having to have those external conversations, but also internal like kitchen table conversations with our folks. Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Well, congratulations to doing it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna keep cheering you on.
Thank you. I need it. I need that support. Especially, I'm gonna call you when I'm like, I don't know if I can do this anymore.